welcome to Debbie's Back Porch. So glad to have you join us tonight. It's an old cold winter day and we're going to make some broccoli cheese soup tonight. Something to kind of warm your bones. And let me take just a minute to thank you for joining us and for watching our videos. You really have made us feel like this was an effort worthwhile with the number of folks who have subscribed and left comments and likes on our video. We want to welcome you again to our groups on Facebook. Safe Canning by the Book on Debbie's Back Porch, Cooking from Scratch on Debbie's Back Porch, Seeds on Debbie's Back Porch, Handmade and Homemade on Debbie's Back Porch, and of course Debbie's Back Porch, where we do organic gardening. Be happy to see you there. Feel free to join us at any time. And in the meantime, thank you for watching our videos. Fred and Bobby, the little pig dog, and I really appreciate having you here. So let's get cooking. Well, here are our ingredients. In the little pot, I have 2 cups of chopped broccoli and 1 onion, except for a couple of tablespoons full of that onion. And I have it on a low boil. I wanted it softened up. I have 1 stick of butter in this pot. I have a pound of grated cheese, 3/4 cups of cornstarch, tiny little bit of onion. I have a pint of chicken broth and a pint of milk. And other than salt and pepper, that's all we're using. Now I'm going to drain this, but I want to reserve 2 cups of the liquid. Assuming I have 2 cups. If I don't, I'll make it up with extra chicken broth. And I do this a little bit different. I didn't make a mirepoix. And I'm boiling these vegetables. And I'm getting the flavor of the broccoli and the onions throughout the soup this way. And we're almost 2 cups. If I need a little extra, I will. And that pretty much took all that fluid, all that liquid. So here is our melted butter. And I am going to put just a little bit of onion in there. It'll add a little extra onion flavor. But I did make a whole mirepoix. And most of my onion flavor is going to come through that vegetable broth that we just made with broccoli and onion. We're going to let this simmer a minute. Let me turn the heat up. And come right back. Okay, we've got a little simmer going there. And I'm going to add the cornstarch. We're going to make a roux. We're going to keep it quite light. We really don't want it to brown much. Now that's not the normal proportions either for liquid and flour or cornstarch and fat. It's a little extra because I'm going to put a little extra liquid in this. I'm using total 1.25 quart liquid instead of the normal quart. So I'm going to let that cook just enough to get the flavor, cook off the pasty flavor, because you don't have quite as much of that with cornstarch as you do flour. Now I'm going to add the 3 liquids pretty quickly. We're going to start with this hot broth, vegetable broth. And I got some little bits of broccoli and onion in there. That's all right. Stir it well. Get your velvety, creamy texture there. Then we're going to add the pint of chicken broth. And I have more chicken broth. If this gets too thick, because it might, sometimes it does, I will add a little extra chicken broth. Still got a few lumps, got to get them out. Okay, now I'm going to add the pint of milk, and yes, you could use heavy cream if you like. You could use half and half. This is whole organic milk. And I don't see any more lumps. I'm going to add a teaspoonful of salt. And after it cooks, I'll taste because it may need more than a teaspoonful. Okay, now I'm going to start adding, well, let me add just a little black pepper, and then I'll taste it because I can tell now if we'll need more salt. No, I think that's enough salt. Already this has a very creamy texture, and you can taste little broccoli and onion from the broth that we used. I'm going to add, this is a pound of grated cheese, and I have here a mixture of cheddar and jack. You can use any cheese you like. I like sometimes a really sharp cheddar. This is a mild. I'm putting it in slowly and letting it melt as I go because I don't want a lump of cheese in the middle of it. And it's stringy. I'm going to let that come back up to a simmer, and then we're going to add the veggies. Be right back. Okay, we're starting to get bubbling around the edge. I'm going to add the broccoli and onions. And I'll tell you, there are many different ways that you can do this. Some folks do like to roast the broccoli first, then chop it up. You can use the broccoli the way I usually do a mirepoix, but I really like the texture of it this way, and I like having that broccoli and onion broth to add. I think it makes a wonderful flavor. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more of this liquid because it is getting pretty thick. I had a little more in the bottom of the pot. I'm going to have to taste that. Let me get another spoon. Oh, so good. I'm going to turn it off. It's bubbling. It's hot all the way through. I'm going to plate this up and I'll show you what we've got. I wish I could give you a bowl full. It is so yummy. Here we go. I know you can't possibly see how good this tastes, but I can show you the richness and the thickness of this lovely soup. And it was simple. What did we take? Maybe 15 minutes to fix this. And this recipe easily is enough for a family for a main soup course. It is just so rich and thick. You could add bacon bits if you like. You could add little carrots into the vegetable broth. Either of those things would enhance it. It is wonderful as it is, and I really hope you enjoy it. Thank you for joining us on Debbie's Back Porch. Hope to see you again tomorrow. In the meantime, I got to get a bigger bowl. Good night.